So here are my sort of top 3 tips with Hanzo. So as I said before, a lot of people will get annoyed if you pick Hanzo because he's a very hard character to use. But wait until you get good with him. You won't necessarily always get the highest amount of kills because there's a bit more skill involved in getting kills with him. But the kills you do get, it has a massive effect on changing the dynamics of a game. So tip 1 would be always use your radar arrows. So Widowmaker can use radar, it's her ultimate, and that basically means you can see enemies through walls and they appear as like little red sort of like outlined enemies. But the cool thing is with Hanzo is that you can have your radar up almost 50% of the time. One of the most frustrating things to do when playing Overwatch is when someone else chooses Hanzo and they'll never use their radar arrows. First thing to do every time you get out of every single spawn point in the game is fire a radar arrow, because then the rest of your team can see where the enemies are and it helps out massively. Second point will be when you're using your scatter arrows. Scatter arrows can be massively frustrating because sometimes it's like, well, I'm not hitting anyone with them. Don't be afraid of just firing them sometimes and kind of hoping for the best, especially if you know there's a character behind a wall, especially if they're in an enclosed space, there's a chance you will get them. But if you want to get more kills with these scatter arrows, fire them at the ground in front of your opponent's feet, and then almost all of the scatter arrows will go into your opponent and there's a good chance you'll kill him and you'll do some damage to his teammates as well. Okay, my third point with Hanzo would be to, instead of staying back and using him entirely as a sniper, try to stay middle distance. I'll actually, a lot of the time, push him very close and team up with the rest of the group to use him. But if you stay in middle distance, you can hit other snipers because your arrows can go all the way across the map. But it also means you can hit enemies who are approaching your objective, and you can constantly keep firing out your radar arrows as well. They have a recharge time, but just keep firing them out. So stay middle distance. It's also a good place to keep raining down your arrows. Don't always shoot your arrows with the objective to kill everyone. That's great, that's awesome if you can do that. But if you can keep firing your arrows down towards the enemy, they can't sort of form up ranks against you. And my last tip is Hanzo's wall run. It can seem a bit redundant at times, but it's a good way to get into objective time in half. When you get to your objective, boom, fire your radar arrow down there and you can see if any enemy are already around. You can sneak around everyone and start capturing the objective. Whenever you do that, even though there's a good chance you'll die, it means someone from the front who's shooting everyone else has to drop back and their lines start breaking. So I'd say that's my top 4 Hanzo tips. So that's it for this episode of Geek Stuff. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and for your fix, keep it streaming, Fiends.